to episode 606. I'm going to run out of fingers here really soon. This is awesome. This show is about getting started in real estate by flipping the easiest type of property, land. Today, I'm going to talk about what is possible in real estate and share with you some deals our members are doing. I'm Jill DeWit, co-founder of Land Academy, and together with my partner, Steve and Jack Butala, have completed close to 16,000 transactions of many property types. I should say most property types. We all know there's money to be made in real estate, and most people are doing it wrong. So that is why I created this weekly live show. Every Wednesday at 2 o'clock Pacific time, I'm here with you to connect the dots, to get started flipping land, to move on to bigger transactions, and if you're interested, maybe other property types of real estate. Today, I'm thrilled to share some of our members' successes and show you some of their deals. Following that, in about 15 minutes, I will answer your questions. So feel free to start loading them in anytime into the comment area. I'm sure it's hard to imagine that you could start with a budget of $2,000 and in 3 deals, turn that into $16,000. I'm going to paint this picture for you, and I want to explain how this is possible. We typically buy property at about 1/4 of what it's worth. How? By sending out specific offers via direct mail to property owners by the thousands. What are the results? For about every 1,500 offers that go out, that yields 3 to 4 land deals. This is real. Our members are doing it too. And this is what we show you to do. And this is really what Land Academy is all about. So back to my example. How is this possible? So let's say I buy one property for $2,000. That's worth $8,000. And my goal is only to double my money. So if you can imagine, I buy it for $2,000, I post it for sale for $4,000, I doubled my money, and it sells really fast because we all know it's worth $8,000. So that's how that works. Now I've got $4,000 that I made. Now I'm going to double that. So I buy something for $4,000. It's worth $16,000. I'm going to sell it for $8,000 really fast. Great. Now I have $8,000. I'm on deal 2. Now I do it one more time. I buy something for $8,000. It's really worth $30,000. I'm just trying to double my money. I'm not going to be greedy. I want to get out fast. So I'm going to sell it for $16,000. So that's how I did it. So I did 3 deals there, and I turned $2,000 into $16,000. I know it may sound crazy, but it's not. This is what we do and our members are doing all day, every day. And if you can do 3, you can do 30. And if you can do 30, you can do 300. I'm serious. Let's take a look now. I'm going to show you some of the deals on my screen here that some of our members are doing. So follow me. Right here, I'm showing you Land Pin. I'm going to start with this first. Land Pin is Land Academy's member or non-member land selling site. It's primarily members because our members get to post here for free. Non-members pay a service, a fee to post their property. But let me just kind of scroll down and just kind of show you what's on here. I mean, look at these prices. We've got anywhere from $1,000 to $15,000. And do the math. You know, you can kind of work back and think what these guys paid for these. And most of these are kind of wholesale prices too. They could get more for these, but they're happy to just double their money and get out. Look at some of these. Here's something $500. This means the guy probably picked it up for $50. This is how we roll. Here's something someone's got for $47,000. I'm going to guess Dark Skyland maybe bought it for 10, maybe less. It's worth, maybe 10, 15. It's, and it's worth a whole lot more. These are not crazy numbers. So I want to kind of show you that. So feel free, spend some time, go on LandPin and look around and see what's there. I know a lot of people too that buy from LandPin, buy from my members because they know these are wholesale price. They mark them up more and retail them and just make money that way. Now I'm going to go into another site. I'm going to show you an example of someone who's doing some really high numbers. I'm going to show you Landio here. Follow me. And these sites now I'm showing you sites from our members who were not necessarily land people and the deals that they are doing now and what they've learned. So this person, our guy Landio, he moved on quickly to some bigger dollar amounts, bigger transactions. As you can see, 35,000, 48,000, 35,000. So think about it, work it backwards. And you can just imagine, look at these Colorado things, what he paid for them. Look how gorgeous these are. This is a great site, by the way. If you ever want to think about, if you're doing this, you want to copy a site, this is a great one. I'm going to give you one more example here, too. Rural vacant land. This is my good pal, Luke. And he does everything, low to high. He really followed us the most when we talked volume. So let me show you what we're talking about here. Wrong one. There we go. I was going to show you, say hi. So here's Luke's site, just to kind of give you an idea of some of his. And this is another great site. Luke, by the way, I noticed that you made some updates on your site, and I love it. I love this moving graphic and some of the other changes that you added. I think it looks fantastic. So, but I'm just going to scroll down, give you some ideas. Look, $2,000 properties, probably bought it for $200. I mean, think about it. That's $82,000. This one's $2,000. Holy cow, Luke. Look at the properties that we got going on. $1,995 up to $82,000 in a few years. I mean, we've only been here 3 years. So look at the transactions that are happening here. Amazing. Another good site. And thank you, Luke. I love that we're referenced on your site. I think that is fantastic. So that's just kind of some examples of our members and the transactions. And I kind of just, I want you to start thinking about what's possible. I mean, that's really what this is. A lot of our members start with really low budgets and then they turn into this and they're doing these amazing deals. And we have, Stephen and I talk about this all the time. The number of our members that we know some months, many months, are making way more money than we are in these transactions is incredible. And I could not be happier. We call that around here. It's like parental pride. I cheer when our members share with us on our Thursday weekly calls. Jill, you're not going to believe what I just did. It's like makes my heart feel good that we were able to show them how to do this and really what's possible. So I want to, before I get to the questions, I wanted to share an excerpt from a testimonial that I received a few months ago. And I quote, I signed up in January 2017. I'm the guy the system did not work for. I failed miserably. After expenses in 2017, I did a total of 2 deals. Both were profitable, yet still lost about $10,000. I kept at it because I felt like there was something to this and I just needed to figure it out. I sent just one more mailer in the fall of 2017. That resulted in some decent response, and I bought and sold in December my 3rd property, so December 2017. This was a breakthrough. And this is now jumping to this summer. I now have finally completed my first 10 deals. That is slow for 18 months. I'm also doing larger dollar deals, so they're not going to churn as fast. First 10 deals, $375,000 in sales, $187,000 in gross profit. Current balance sheet is about $250,000. This is making me get emotional, so I apologize here. I'm just so darn happy. I also have a pipeline of acquisitions signed and ready to go. The goal is to quit my job, which pays very well, this year. At that time, I plan to have a balance sheet that includes $1 million in inventory, $100,000 cash in my personal checking account to live on. And then number 3, most importantly, the knowledge, skill, and confidence that if everything were taken away from me tomorrow and I had to start all over, I could crank it back up and know that I could still be independent and financially very successful. All of these are realistic and doable. And all of these are directly contributed to the two of you. And for that, I'm sincerely and forever grateful. Sorry. When I put this together, it didn't make me cry, but now that I'm sharing it, it gets me going here. So how is this all possible? Let me show you. I have one more thing I'm going to show you, then I'm going to open up the questions here. So the numbers that are reported to us every month are not anywhere near what I know really goes on, but let me show you some numbers here on our site. So here we are looking at Land Academy. This is landacademy.com. And every month at the bottom of the site, we post here the statistics. I'm going to make it bigger so you can kind of see it, but I'm going to tell them to you also. The statistics for what went on that month. So as reported to us, remember, often we don't get the whole number. So this is just as reported to us. So just for last month in October, there were, of the data pulled, I'm going to read these numbers, data pulled, that's the number of records downloaded through RealQuest Pro, our members did, 231,373 lines of property and ownership data. That's what that means. Offers sent, what went out in the mail is reported by offers to owners, 138,017 units of mail. And this is going up every month, by the way. Everyone is getting back bigger and stronger, doing more deals, branching out into different areas, and it's growing, and I love it. And the number of properties purchased, and this is only as reported in LandPin, so I'm going to guess it's at least double this. But what I can put my finger on is 283 properties. But it's probably double because a lot of people, like even Luke, they don't have taking time to post them on all over. It takes some time. So not everyone hits there. And the other thing is not every member, am I on here? Okay. Not every member sells their site, off of our and posts it there. Sometimes the properties are sold before they hit the website. I do this all the time too. I send them out to my wholesalers and I'll sell properties and never need to post them. So that's what that means. So now I want to say too, one other little statistic I thought was kind of funny. I was kind of doing the math. I said, you know what? Because I know some of the numbers everybody's doing. Let's just say in a perfect world, every property is an average of $5,000 profit from the low to the high of that, 283 dollar number. I thought, all right, what's 283 times $5,000 last month? It's 1.4 million. And I bet it was a lot more. I'm famous. Stephen teases me all the time about this. I'm famous for under budgeting too, by the way. And that's because I really like to be surprised at the end of the month. So I always go low. All right. Well, I would like to now open it up for Q&A. I'm happy to answer your questions. So please go ahead and load them into the comment section. And I'm going to scroll through here. Let's see. One moment. going to tell my technical team I am having trouble scrolling through the questions, so I don't see them. Bear with me a moment. Hold, please. Here we go. All right. I think one just popped in. All right. I'm going to come down here. All right. Hi, Doug. Doug Snavely asked, here we go. I pulled up a county in my research for the first mailer. 146 properties for sale that fit the criteria from Jack's cheat sheet in step 5. Love it. But over 14,000 tax delinquent properties with very few for sale. Is this necessarily a good or a bad thing? P.S. Just loving this. Thanks for doing this Wednesday Facebook Webby. You are welcome, Doug. So you want to have a good mix. You know what? And I'm looking to Stephen and hoping he's going to weigh in on this too, because I think he's with me watching, because he is the pro when it comes to looking at the counties. There's a ratio that you look at as far as the number of properties that are available. You want not real high number, but not a super low number of back tax properties. So if Stephen, you want to put in the percentages, that would be great. I'd love to hear of what's available. And then from there, you want to be sure you have enough properties to send offers out. So 146. So I'm curious too, what your 146 properties for sale. To me, the only one I like the number of properties for sale. I'm hoping it's a county that has, 10 times that or, 100 times that, honestly, of properties that exist, because I want to hit a county that has a lot of properties, not so many for sale, so mine goes fast. And as far as the back tax properties, that's the only number. There we go. You know what? And thank you, Stephen. He just waited. So I'm going to show Stephen's answer here, which is you're off to a great start and don't even worry about that. So you know what? Thank you, Stephen. You are the expert. Love it. All right. Is it a quiet day today? I don't have very many questions. I bring it. Anything you want to ask, and it could be even about, you want to ask me about past weeks, past things that I've talked about, anything about Land Academy. I'm happy to answer any of those questions. Feel free. Thank you, though. I'm going to show this for everyone here. So when Land Academy here is my Stephen typing in a few little tips for our viewers, which is 146 is too few results. So make sure you're increasing or decreasing your zoning to get you to 1,500 properties. So, and I'm wondering if you said for sale. I wonder if you're asking Doug, because basically maybe you're looking on Land Watch or, Land and Farm and out there and finding properties for sale, and that's all you see. So that's not crazy. Stephen's referring to when you're going in and pulling your data and you're getting your list together to mail out. Make sure you're pulling at least 2,000 records, because we all know by the time you go through and you scrub out, duplicates or, the city of, whatever that accidentally gets in there, anything you don't want to mail to, you want to have a little cushion. So when you scrub them all down, now you're down to about 1,500 for you to blast out your mailer. So awesome questions. Stephen even said, I love it. Stephen even said, don't forget to, and don't be afraid of adding extra counties to get you up to 1,500. I might stay within your area that you're in too, to make it easier for you. When you're first mailer, I like to compare apples to apples on my first mailer. So I kind of want to hit neighboring counties, or at least counties where when the calls come in, the price per acre might be, kind of similar. So it's easy for me to quickly do my due diligence and think about the transactions I want to complete and budget it. So excellent questions. Thank you, Erin, for asking a question here. What is your opinion on advertising a property that hasn't been closed on yet? Is it okay to start when I have a signed offer, but I don't have it recorded yet? Excellent question. I technically, a signed offer doesn't mean it's yours. A signed deed does mean it's yours. So here's how you want to sell your property. And this is the way we do it because you want it to move fast. You want to get it into a system. You don't want to be staring at a property, and having it available too long. You want to, and ideally you buy it one day, sell it the next day, or heck, even faster. And here's how. When you've arranged your notary, you've arranged the purchase, however you're doing it, the purchase is going to happen on Tuesday and it's all set up, ready to go. Your documents are on their way, the payment's on its way, everything's done. You should have that posting ready to go. You should be getting it all ready, all your pictures done, your description done, everything in there. So the minute that person, your seller, signs it and it's it's on its way back to you. I mean, you could basically, they sign it, the notary, we used to have a notary take a picture of it, and I know it's on its way back to us. Now it's officially mine. It does not have to be recorded yet to be mine. When it's signed, it's mine. And I can, whether I record it tomorrow or whether I record it a month from tomorrow, it's mine. I can do whatever I want with it. So then you want to push the button and have it out there. So this is how you sell it really fast. So let's just say on Tuesday at 2:00, the notary was at my buyer or my seller's house and they signed the deed and it's on its way back to me. All right, well, Tuesday at 3:00, I push the button and now it's out there for sale. And maybe Wednesday morning at 6 a.m., I wake up and I look and the money's in my account because somebody bought it. That is totally legal and exactly how you should be doing it. And it's the best thing on the planet. So the deed's coming back to me, Wednesday afternoon. And by that time, I'm preparing my deed for the person who bought it for me. And I might just send them both in at the same time. And I'll put a sticky note on it. Hey, dear recorder, please record this one first and record this one second. And that's how it works. So great question. My team is adding in some awesome questions here. So thank you. Question from a member on Land Academy. Andrew asks, I'm looking to send out my first mailer, but I'm getting concerned because most of the properties in my criteria listed on Zillow have been on the market for longer than 250 days. Should I let this stop me from sending out a mailer to this county? Not at all. So many, we have found there's a lot of listings. When you look at Zillow and Trulia and some of those other sites, take a look at some of those, and there might be a realtor attached. And sometimes they either if they're sold, they don't bother to go update them, or B, they're just kind of there drumming up business to get you to contact them and things like that. So often I take those with a grain of salt. They aren't always accurate. So don't worry if you see a few like that. Good question. Let's see here. Good question. Ooh, this is a good question. Thank you, Erin, for reminding me this, because this is coming out on Black Friday. I'll have an announcement about this in a minute. Can you tell me about the differences between the Cash Flow from Land program and Land Academy 2.0? So the Cash Flow from Land program is our first program, which we lovingly call Land Academy 1.0 now. And then 2.0 is a version that is being finalized right now for release on Black Friday. All current active members as of that day, Black Friday, it's going to be dropped in their dashboards, and they will get to see it, watch it, feel it, love it on Black Friday. And I know some people that are kind of planning for that on that day, which are great. Family can go shopping. I think I know what they're going to be doing on Black Friday. So that's what's coming. The difference is and they go together, by the way. One doesn't wipe out the other one. You need one and you need two. So the initial program, the Cash Flow from Land program, or Land Academy 1.0, is our whole business model, start to finish, with every little detail in there. then 2.0 it goes with it. 2.0 is the what's possible now, all the things that we learned from our members in the last few years, and how you can ramp up even faster. Tools that we have now that we didn't have them, how to use those tools, and how to grow your business and build up. And then the last piece of 2.0 that we added is infill lots. And it's a lot of our members are ready to move on, and it's a good next stepping stone to bigger deals and easier deals, because when you're doing infill lots, we are traditionally closing those with a title agent through escrow. And it's so much easier to let somebody else do that paperwork and deal with that. You don't have to. Your job is babysitting the escrow agent. That's really it on those deals. So I love it. And then the 2.0 tip, I mean, we all know it's coming, is leading to House Academy and other things that we have in the works. So excellent. Thank you. Second here. Hi, Autumn. Autumn asks, do you ever sell land purchases on the MLS market, or is it always off market? Excellent question. And we just recorded a show. I think it's airing this week, Autumn, as I remember correctly. I don't remember exactly what day, but we just recorded a podcast this week that talks about MLS listings, and actually we do. We have a company, and there's lots out there. If you just Google, you can find flat rate brokers who will do MLS listings for your land properties, and you can do it with zero commission. So that's what we do. I usually do it for some of the larger transactions or a higher dollar amount when I want to get more exposure. So I do it for infill lots, or maybe it's a big acreage. It's something that's like an $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 sale price. That's when I'll do it, and I will use the MLS. I don't want to spend $300 on a posting that I'm only, it's just a $2,000 or $3,000 transaction that eats up a lot of my profit, number one. And number two, a lot of the buyers, I'm not sure that they're trolling that environment for those properties. It's usually the bigger dollar pounds. So excellent question. Hey, Jake. Nice to see you. Jake asks, could you give best practices when looking at several counties, how to choose, like different populations, number of parcels for sale, etc.? So Steven's best practices on choosing county. Hang on, I'm looking to see if he even typed in an answer. He didn't answer in this yet, so I was gonna cheat and defer to him. But so best practices at several counties. You want to start with a good, healthy, not a huge population. If you remember I think it's chapter 3 or 4 in the Cash Flow from Land program, where we look at population density maps. And anyone who wants to know, by the way, where to get that, Stephen made a awesome, wonderful, spent weeks putting together a free website for the planet. It's called countywise.com. So countywise.com. Go there and you can see population density maps. You can look at back tax properties. You can look at how many numbers are there. Some of the things that we do when we're picking a county, those sites that we used to use were not available. They kind of went a different direction. So we made our own and made it easy for everybody to use. So that's our website, and please use it. So we're looking for areas that are usually easy drive from a a densely populated area for a lot of our rural vacant land. Like, say you're a couple hours, a 2 or 3 hour drive outside of Dallas, a big city like Dallas. You hit some of the counties around there with some awesome lake properties, or heavily treed, maybe Arkansas, Oklahoma. Those are great areas. Maybe even a few hours drive out of Chicago. That's kind of where we kind of look at, Michigan, some areas around there have some great things. maybe a few hours. We've noticed think of San Francisco, a few hours away from there. So you start with a densely populated area, look at somewhere that's not so dense around there, then start doing your other steps like, all right, this looks like a good county. All right, looks like a healthy mix of back tax properties available, not too many, but there's a trigger that I see that I've learned what to look for. I'm going to hit that. I know that it's in my budget and so on. So hopefully that helps you there. That was a great question. All right. I have a question being passed on from someone in a different time zone. I sent out 500 letters trying to learn how to price future mailers correctly. Any tips? Thank you. Well, for pricing, we talked about that actually on my last show, the show number 5. This is show number 6. So if you want to go back and watch show 5, and I'll tell you here too, I kind of go into more detail on that. But basically, for pricing offers, you want to kind of work it backwards. You want to kind of do your homework, see what's out there in the market. Say you're looking at 5-acre properties in this county in Colorado. You know, you maybe started with Denver and you're looking a little bit outside of Denver to an area that you think might, fit your criteria here. Now you're going to go looking in that county, look at the available properties online. And if you say you're finding things on there that are priced, gosh, I don't know, say $5,000 an acre. Let's see what you're finding prices around that. So you want to back it up. You want to double your money. So you want to sell yours for around $2,500 an acre. All right, this is all making sense. Now that means I need to buy it for about half of that. So about what's that, $1,250 an acre. So maybe $1,000 to $1,500 an acre is what you're going to come in and price your properties at. My other suggestion is to do this is make sure when you're getting your data. Our data is so specific. I can go in and really drill down to exactly the size that I want. And when I'm drilling down, I don't put in 5.0. I put in 4.8 acres to 5.2 acres, whatever I need to do. So I'm getting that kind of that 2,000 unit number, and then I'm downloading those 2,000 records. And then I know when I scrub them down, I'll have about 1,500 records. I'm pricing those and sending those out. So excellent question. Let's see here. This is a great question. Aaron asks, what happens if a person defaults on their property taxes? I've heard you say that you don't always pay property taxes right away. Are you not worried about them going back to the county? What is your reasoning behind not paying these taxes right away? So what happens if someone defaults on their property taxes? First of all, it takes years. It eventually will go back to the county, but it takes years. And do they come after people personally, garnish their wages and do things like that? No, they don't. And what's so interesting is this is why a lot of the properties that people that we buy from, a lot of the sellers, they are paying their property taxes. They don't know they cannot pay their property taxes. So they are often happily paying their property taxes and they still don't want the property. So this is one of our reasonings why if you only send offers to back tax property, you are missing a lot of people that are selling to me. They don't want it and they're still paying. So what happens is it varies by state, and there's a statute, but the general thing is there's a long process that takes years involving many notifications, going to certified notifications, going to, sometimes posted in the paper. And it's a whole long drawn out process. It usually takes, I want to say 6 to 8 years. Stephen, I know will correct me if I'm wrong, but before it finally goes back to the county. And when you buy a property, you aren't required to pay the property taxes at that time. So I tell people too, when I'm buying a property, I got to be sure and do my homework and make sure I know what they owe. And then I know what I'm responsible for. The property taxes carry with the property, not the person, which is interesting too. So when I buy a property, maybe it has $200 in back taxes. I might pay it off right then. I might pay it off when I sell it. I might even just sell it with the property taxes. But if I do, I let that person know. That's one thing you always want to do. You need to be upfront and honest and disclose this. Hey, by the way, part of the reason it's priced this way, I didn't get around to it. It has $200 in back taxes. That's going to pass through. You can budget for that and pay it how you want. So excellent question. Thank you, Stephen, for sharing this. Just in case you know, the site that I referred to earlier is countywise.com. Oh, awesome. All right. So Jake, you're talking about Nashville. So, that's a great area. Oh, I bet you have a lot of great areas around Nashville. Think about people working in the city. Even though Nashville's gorgeous, I don't know why you would want to leave, right? So I haven't spent much time there, but what I know about it, it's awesome. But, people might want a little getaway. They might want a little cabin on the lake, an hour and a half away. So I bet, Jake, it's probably really easy for you to, get out your map and start searching from some little areas around there. And I bet you will find a little pocket of property, and you might be the only Land Academy member in that little area. And I promise I won't share it if you find it, or when you find it. That's the question. It's not if, it's when. So excellent. You're welcome, Corey. Thank you for your comments. I appreciate that. So I am happy to be here and happy to do this and answer questions. So I think that I'm gonna wrap it up here, and I have 2 announcements that I would like to share. So number 1, with everyone traveling, a lot of my staff and myself included next week. So I'm not going to have this show next Wednesday because it's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, but I will be back in 2 weeks. So please be here for that. And my next announcement is I can't share the details. I am sworn to secrecy, excuse me, but we have a big Black Friday special coming with the release of Land Academy 2.0. So if you want to make sure you're in the loop, make sure you go on landacademy.com, sign up to get our ebook, and that will get you in the loop. So you'll know, the email will go out with all the details on the Black Friday special early that morning. I don't know what time, but I know early that morning with all the details. And at that day, not only is it going to be a special, but you'll get Land Academy 1.0 and 2.0 at the same time. And I am so excited. Thank you for joining me today. Please feel free to leave any comments or topic suggestions. I'm planning out December. I'd love to know what you would like me to talk about. Dream it up. Put it in the comments section, and we'll add it to our list. I am Jill DeWit from Land Academy. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I'm here to help you get started. That's the hardest part.